This country's got one of the worst reputations in Europe, with some pretty intimidating travel advice stated by the British government, including explosions and shootings from criminal disputes. However, it also has amazing landscape and modern, vibrant cities. So with so much conflicting information, I've decided to book flights and accommodation for me and my girlfriend to go to Albania to see this place with our own eyes. Is Tirana a nice city?
Only problem traffic.
After being dropped near our accommodation, I was looking at the area and it wasn't what I expected. Quickly, I noticed a security guard by our apartment. You needed a key card and 2 codes to get into the room, but it's fair to say it was worth it. This place was literally incredible, with a huge open plan living area and a jacuzzi on the balcony. And the view from up here was insane. So later that night, we decided to get dressed up and go out for some dinner at our local restaurant.
Yeah, then could I get the double smash burger, please?
Of course, right away.
Lovely, thank you.
This restaurant was honestly one of the nicest places I've been to, and the food was absolutely banging. I was shocked when the bill arrived and it came to 2,180. Wait, let me explain. Here on this table, I'm laying out 10,000 Albanian lek, which means that 2,180 was actually quite cheap. For a meal for 2, I'll take that. During our time walking back, we saw even more security. This became a theme throughout the whole trip. So the next day, we went out to explore the town of Durrës, and it was nothing like what I imagined. It was a beautiful town with a large seafront boardwalk. Away from the sea, there was a busy town centre with lots of shops and restaurants, and some of the monuments were incredible. There was lots of construction taking place in hope that one day tourists will come. One thing we did notice when walking around the town was a large population of stray dogs. When we were sat at the beachfront, we noticed this local came down and started feeding the dogs. So we decided to head to the supermarket and grab some dog food so we could do our part in feeding the dogs. Hello. I genuinely think this is one of my favourite parts of the trip, just being with the dogs, and even though they were scared and timid, they appreciated the food. And this is where we met this beauty. She came up and she was so friendly. Touching stray dogs isn't advised in Albania, but it's hard to resist when she falls asleep on your knee. And just like that, our time in Durrës was over. So we did have to say a slightly heartbreaking goodbye to our new mate. We then headed for the capital, Tirana.
En route.
So you can probably guess we went straight out and explored the city. This place was extremely modern and built up, but it still had its traditional roots. We stuffed our face so much it was unreal. One of the main activities we did was took a cable cart to Mount Dajti, which was a very random, but don't get me wrong, a cool experience. And of course we had to feed the puppies. We walked around the old traditional Albanian markets, who by the way leave all their stock laid out overnight in this supposedly dangerous town. But my favourite experience was going to this shooting range, which was a really cool experience, and I would definitely do it again. However, all good things must come to an end, and so had our time in Albania.
So I'm back in England now, and I can honestly say that Albania was a great experience. And the question everyone wants to know is, was it safe? Well, I can honestly say I did not feel unsafe once. I genuinely believe that there are places in London and the UK cities that are a lot more dangerous than Albania.
I find myself coming back from this trip with more questions than I had answers. Where had this reputation actually come from? So I did some research and everything was giving me the same answer. And that's that media representation, film and TV has given Albania a bad rep. It's very often for Albanians to be gangsters and bad guys in the film and television that we consume. There is one set of movies that have been particularly impactful, and that's the Taken series. These iconic films have been terrible for Albania's reputation. I genuinely do believe that this is where a lot of people are basing their negative view on this country. Genuinely. Because I asked people and they all mentioned the film. So, yeah. I think this trip's taught me, don't listen to people. This is just the last bit from me. My name's Dave. I'm 20 years old. I come from North Devon. I do work full time, but I've always had a fire in my belly when it comes to content, which has sadly been put out because I've always had fear of people judging me, for always thinking it wasn't the right time, always putting it off. Whereas now, I edited half this video on my phone and I filmed half of it on my phone. It's a work in progress, don't get me wrong. But my aim is to create some content I'm proud of, create some content that I enjoy making with regards to finance, fitness, travel. Those are my 3 real passions in life. So if I can improve every video, come along for the ride.